Hello and welcome to All My Art and Soul. And this week is Exploring Color number 4. When will it end? This is the last, at least, of this particular intentional series using this color palette. I know I need to come back to this one because of all of the subtle, calm, taupey kind of colors. And I know we can create those with other combinations. But for now, this is the journey I'm on and the colors that I'm learning, and I hope you are enjoying it as well. So if you are, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with other creatives. And let's get on with this page. This page has way more orange in it, which I love, but then turquoise is my other. So I love those just as much. And what I just was showing you, as in the previous video, the pages, the collages that I made using my jelly plate printer, and also making marks and other things on top after they dried. I'm going to continue with that process, but experimenting with types of stenciling, other mark making tools, and patterns that speak to me for my abstract art journal pages and other larger work or future work, wherever that may go. So I have the larger pages on the left, as I'm showing you, and my little pieces of leftovers from tons of other art journaling pages, and it's a big bin that I keep in the upper. It's out of the camera vision here. It's in the upper left-hand corner of my great big drafting table. It's a big white table that I got from IKEA a while ago, and it has gone through different phases, different usages. But now, with this page, my intention was to use these colors, to use horizontal abstract, and I wanted to activate the page in a different way from before. So I just grabbed a pencil. I didn't think, I just started. And I love when I get into this mindset. So I've seen other artists on large canvases use charcoal, Conte, water-soluble graphite, and pencil. And when you seal it with a medium, this could be a fluid medium, this could be a soft gel, and it could be matte or gloss. And I have used Triart, Liquitex, and Golden. And I really try to save money when I can, but looking for bulk mediums is always the best, unless there's a sale. So I've decided to seal it, because if I do plan, and I know I'm putting layers and layers on top, I don't know if it's going to be a layer of collage, if you're going to see any of this in the end. And I don't think, oh yeah, there's a little tiny trace. And that's what I've been talking about. I wanted a neutral, very light value to start. So it's that taupey, peachy color. It looks pretty boring and bland at first. And I was starting to let that get to me. And I thought, wait a minute. No, this is okay. This is just the beginning. So let's put down some more marks. Let's see what happens. And if you stick to the end, you will see the end result. And I'm really, really liking it, especially for my third. And after experimenting, if you go back to Exploring Color video number 1, you'll see where I started playing and I grabbed some, I didn't grab, I was intentionally used turquoise with different yellows and different reds. I just want to see what these colors do together. So I'll probably use turquoise again, and I'll add a Payne's Gray, it's my other favorite, with a different red and a different yellow, and then we'll see what happens. So it's really funny. Well, I don't know how funny it is, but you know, as artists, we all think things are funny and whatever. As you can see, I'm mixing on the right, so I'm trying to remember now how I got these colors. So I think I'm gonna have to, on my first page, you know, when I put all the square color pieces together, and then I had some notes, I think I'm gonna have to write a bit more detail as to just approximate ratios of how I got that color. So I'm trying to get that peachy taupe, not the greeny taupe and not the orange taupe or whatever. So I know I added blue to it. It's just remembering the amounts. So then I remembered, okay, what did I do first last time? I mixed orange first, then I added it to the Titan buff or whatever the neutral is that I'm using in this one. I know I've left notes, left the names of the colors, and I better check. I hope I did that for everybody. And if anyone wants more details with more materials lists and different things like that and tools, just leave a comment below and ask me. And now that I have a little bit more time this week, and it's going fast, so I don't have that much more time to get a whole bunch of stuff going, I decided to use my Catalyst wedge, which is why I needed to seal, just because I knew I didn't want the gray getting all muddied up in this taupey color. I wanted the marks, but I didn't want that mix up. Now, on a canvas or using another color, letting it drip and do all what it wants to do, it could be really cool. I just didn't want it this time. So there's a little bit of planning, but again, only when you've experienced these colors, these values, these marks, these patterns enough. So there's this color, and I really don't like this color. So it's like, ugh, it's too taupey, peachy. And anyway, I thought, it doesn't matter. I'll just cover it up again. I know I wanted that pinky color, but I know I'm going to lay down some collage. And I was thinking probably the turquoise will go below this time, and I'm going to put the orange on top. So then I just kept going. I just kept lightening up the values, and all this stuff may or may not get covered anyway. And believe me, this has taken time. It's easy to say. It really is. And please leave a comment in the comment section about your experiences with, you know, letting it go or letting go. It's like that. That's a whole process in itself. So I think that's a new blog. We'll see what happens. How long does it really take to just let go of things? Well, some people, you know, who knows? Maybe that's a thing that I've taken a long time to do, but that's okay. So just using that dryer, making sure that layer is nice, and that's what I was going for. I've spoken about this in the 2 or 3 other videos. I love when, and that's the reason why I've made collage with the same color, because I like differences, subtleties, but differences. Maybe even following a line on a collage continued from a line on the substrate with paint, changing it up. And I'm loving these choices. That piece of writing has been trying to get in, and I know I've said this before. It didn't make its way in this one again, but it will. It will. That's from dictionary, old dictionaries, old encyclopedias. And going to the bookstore, I think what we'll do is, I don't even know, I'll have to go after school, but I'm going to take you on a trip with me. And let me know about this idea, getting more behind the scenes. And I know I haven't been as personal as I could be, but now I'm starting to get a little more comfortable and getting some ideas as to just what that means for me. Oh, So back to the journal page. So just let me know. I've been looking at some other videos, something the Gypsy Studio. She's British, and I've so been enjoying her perspective. And I'm not gonna, change drastically, but that would be a nice addition. At least it's in the beginning, and just to change it up, how I work in my studio, etc., and all of that. So here comes the blue. This is Turquoise from Liquitex. They call it Turquoise, and I just love this blue. And I know if I added a Payne's Gray with my next palette that I choose, even, I did black, but it sort of dulled it rather than enhance the blue. So I just needed this stripe, horizontal. I love horizontal with a little bit of vertical going on, of course, but mostly horizontal. And I'm applying this layer very thick. And there's the other differences. Thin, thick, because I know I wanted to scratch through or score through with, I believe this is a pottery tool. It just makes marks, and they come in little sets, 3 different sizes. They're if we have them in the art stores in Canada, you definitely have them in the States. I wish I could go on a shopping spree in the States for art supplies. Okay, so here's this piece, which I did with a lot more white, same turquoise, and then I added the brush strokes, the pattern. And at first, I thought, oh, the torn edge, but it just didn't do it. It needed a nice clean edge this time. And you'll see me, so I'll cut the other edge. Oh, this becomes the thinner one, and then I add another piece. So I was thinking of leaving the little peaks of the crack in between, but it was more of a distraction, and I know why, because it was just too light. At least that's what I think at this point. So trying to get just some pattern going with the brush. It's too contrasty at this point, and that ends up getting covered up. And much better choice. Much better choice. Actually, I used that great big piece of paper in different ways in the lower half of this journal page. And it ends up being divided into thirds. So 1, 2, 3. Yes, thirds. Larger on the bottom, slightly narrower in the middle, and then narrower again on the top. So getting out that X-Acto knife, probably need to snap a new blade. It's getting a little dull. And I'm noticing too, even the newsprint is such a nice neutral. So your colors are they're not bright when they go on. But when you put white on top, the contrast is really nice. But using the different mediums, the newsprint, even though it's been collaged with the jelly plate printer, tends to pucker. So I just need to stick with it more, with the medium, add more medium. And for these pages, I've been using the heavy gloss gel. And I thought, I need to try just the gloss gel like Adele Seipenstein uses. She uses, it depends on her papers if you check her out. And I found some. I knew I had some, so I didn't need to buy any at the art store, even though I probably should have. But the thinner the paper, the lighter the gel. And I think that will go. So I'm loving this piece of brown with the blue, but it just didn't suit this page. And as you can see, the more I go down to the bottom of this journal page, that's where this piece needs to go. So even overlapping your collage pieces, and then coming back, you could paint over it, you could stencil it, and I've not done that many different layers, which I want to address, especially on my canvases, which is coming up very soon. I've got a set of 12 by 12 panels, wooden panels, not the gallery, but the flat ones that you would need a floater frame for if you were to, if they turn out. And I've got one layer of gesso, so I usually put 2 on, so I'll be doing that and showing those in the next series of videos after this. There we go. Oh, it just so needed those different layers of blue. And I could even see, because I'm sort of being a little strict, I guess, with the rules. I'm sticking with these colors, but to throw in another blue, like a Payne's gray or even a manganese blue that had a lighter value, would add to this. So just keeping that in mind for future work. So of course, I love black and white in small amounts, large amounts. It just depends on the painting, how much I use, but I really need black and white. Oh, there it is. This piece I love because it's laser printing paper. It's not copy paper, so it has that shininess to it. And did it ever take to the paint? I'm definitely going to use that more often. So I didn't like it being so suddenly, the contrast was very high, being right next to the very saturated, well, not very saturated, more saturated blue and the very saturated orange. So that's a high contrast. So wherever you have a very high contrast, the eye sort of stays there. And yes, I could have put it there, but I don't. I put it on the very top. And I really like that. It just gets me out of the same old, same old. So I'm choosing here a wide band. This is the deli paper that you order on Amazon. It comes with 50 sheets per pack or per order. And I just used the brush with acrylic paint, thinned out a little bit, and then just made a whole bunch of patterns, and oh, there it is. It just looks good there already. And of course, I add a bunch of things in the middle there, below the orange. So I'm careful. In the end, I didn't see that it just slightly went above the tape. So after it dried, I really should have looked more closely and sliced off with the X-Acto knife any edges of the collage that went past the yellow tape, and then just trim the edge, and it would have had a much smoother tear off, which you'll see if you stay to the end. And please let me know in the comments as well if you're liking individual videos. I'm really enjoying doing them in a series so that they go together and they help other artists along in your thinking, in your process as to, beginning, a middle, and end of like a little series or an exploration. Then, of course, after I do this series, I'm just going to repeat. I'm not necessarily going to make videos of all of my color explorations, but I will definitely show you the highlights and the discoveries as we go. So I just realized just before I was going to make the mark that no, I have enough horizontal. Now I need some vertical. And I love that chocolate brown. I call it chocolate brown. I don't know. It's probably raw umber, the proper name. But with that beige, it just made it, so much better. Now that I will, if you noticed the slightly differences, that was made with a yellow ochre versus these, the Hansa yellow and the cadmium red, deep. And for larger work, I'm going to play with different oranges and yellows together in the different temperatures. But I've been building up some exploration and experiences. And here we go. I thought, okay, I need those little dots. I need some black and white. Let's see what I have. And we're going to move them around and see what looks good. If you didn't notice, though, the bottom section of the blue with the horizontal white marks, I love how then I put the vertical one, same kind, but with the titanium or the neutral marks. And it just a slight difference, so it's sort of fractaled, it's sort of changed up. And this is what I love, what we can do with collage. I was going to put that there, but the orange and its marks, I put a set of lines in. You can't see them. Let's see, how did I make those? Oh yeah, I used the Posca marker. And you know that I love to use that pattern, that cruciform pattern. I thought, you know what, let's not overdo it. This page has a lot going for it. And, oh, yeah, a little strip of that up at the top, that would have been cool too. Oh, I still have that big page of turquoise with the black dots. I haven't used it yet. And I'm just dying to do it. I'm in a stage where I have so much to do and I have so many ideas that I don't know where to start. So today I thought I'd jump on, get my narration for the next video done a little early. So I want to hop on and do some Facebook group Wisdom Wednesdays or Tips Tuesdays or something like that. I've been researching, so I'll figure it out, and we will get that lined up for next week. Love that orange, but it's so powerful. That one is even stronger. So this was the piece I was matching to get the right tone of that taupe, and no, it doesn't end up in this piece at all. That would have worked. I have the piece beside me right now, and it's so neat watching it being created and having the finished page right here. And I'm glad, that would have worked. It's sort of distracting. No, that doesn't work. But we have to keep trying, right? And I end up leaving it alone. Ugh. Learning to leave things alone. We get into this state of create, respond, and we have to go, okay, and really pay attention to what's in front of us. What a discussion that is. That's just incredible. There's that little piece. I love this little piece. It's like it needs to go in here, but as you can see, no. And it'll find its way closer to its family, which is near the black and white. And I love this line. I just wanted to push that beige back a little bit, make it a background layer rather than a foreground layer. And I just used a little stripe and notice that it is different. It's thinner and it's lighter in value. So that's why it fits. So it's similar in value to its background and lighter in value to the blue below. So it has a similarity and a difference. So starting to notice these things. This is so much fun. And I have lots of things. Lots of prompts. So leave a comment, leave another comment below. Um, what is the fun part? We're always talking about, oh, letting it go and how to do this, how do I get better at this? But what is the fun part right now, where you're at? And how can we make that more fun? My fun is just discovering these incredible colors. I know that they're there, and I love them in other people's work. But when you make them yourself and use them in your own work, oh, it's so great. Okay, so here comes the Posca markers. And I know I don't have a very thin line, and of course, you know I like to do things in threes, odd numbers. So then I thought, nope, leave it. And that's pastel, so since it's just a collage page, I don't know. Actually, these are turning out better than being a collage page, and they're 8 by 10. So if I matted them, I would mat them in an 11 by 14, and put them up. You know, who knows? Make prints. Let me know. How do you see the value in your art journal pages? Should they remain personal? Should you make prints out of them? I know that I love making my art products with them, and I know I'll make one with this particular one because it's so colorful. And there's that little pentagon or polygon. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, polygon shape. And then this is a very pale orange, so it looks very neutral, similar to the big circles that are there. So I just put a few dots, and I'm being careful not to overdo this stage because in the past I have. And you know that. So, yes. And of course, I don't know if that was the same orange, but down with the blue, it looks so much brighter. And I only used 5 dots. Okay, here comes the white. This white Posca marker doesn't really show up. I don't know if it was a bad set that I got. These are the medium ones. I haven't ordered the big giant ones. I have this great big Amazon order that I'm wanting to do, but I look at how much it is and I'm going, oh man, I don't know. Let's just use what I have. I spend so much money on art supplies, so I don't want to spend any for a while anyway. So there we go. So here is the big reveal. And there you can see, so a little bit of that collage came off. It would have been better if I trimmed it with the knife, but then I fix it up with some orange with my brush, and probably shouldn't have done that, but it's okay. I stayed in the line. It looks pretty good. I can touch it up later on, and that's what I'm making right now, just to get it close enough and just to put it in. Should have left well alone, but it's okay. And so if you have enjoyed this series of exploring color with collage papers, please leave a comment. And if you want more, let me know. If you want to see some other series, of course, I'm going to go slightly larger and then larger still. And in the summer, I will be finally starting my 5 foot by 6 foot. I have two 5 foot by 6 foot canvases, and then other smaller ones. So then realizing that, okay, I better trim all these other edges before I peel this easy yellow tape off. And I'm so loving the results of this. And we can see that that one little piece of collage needs a little trim. And in the end, I do add a little tiny piece of text in the very bottom, just above those black squiggly lines. And then I veil them a little bit with some Titan buff. So you'll see in the final picture, image of this piece where I do that. And those, yeah, they just needed a continuation. but just subtle. And I don't know, I just responded because of my circles. And then, of course, my brown. And where am I putting that? I don't think I went, oh, just those horizontal row. And that's it. I think I stop while I'm ahead. Okay. So there goes exploring color with collage number 4. And I hope you enjoyed it. So that's what I'm putting. Oh, I put the video's number 4. Anyway, this is the 3rd one, but it's the 4th video. So however you want to say it. So there we go. Taking my protectors away. It does like to bend, so I'm just warping it the other way. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.